Hello there, and welcome to this first video of 2009. Let me wish you a very happy new year, very prosperous new year hopefully as well. And got a few things to talk about. I'm going to show you some charts in a little while, but before I do that, really I wanted to talk about the new year because this is traditionally a time when people look back at what they've achieved over the last year and probably look forward as well to what they're hoping to do in the coming year, set New Year's resolutions, that kind of thing. And this is something what I've talked about previously in emails, but I'm going to talk about it again because I think it's so important. Over the years, as I've been coaching traders, I've noticed three different kinds really of people, and what I call these kinds of people. First of all, what we've got are what I call the doers. These are people that start the year with very clear plans in mind, very clear goals, and they'll look back on their previous year and with a certain sense of satisfaction, no doubt, will look back and see all of the goals that they set themselves 12 months ago have now been realised, and they'll now go and set their goals for the next 12 months ahead. So these are doers, as I say, and these are people that are pretty much in control of their lives. They know what they want and they know how they're going to get it. That's the first group that I've noticed. Second group of people what I've noticed are what I call the hopers, and in some ways these people are a lot like the doer group of people. They'll start the year full of ambition and full of hope, and they'll have lots of plans about what they want to achieve in the year ahead. It might be that they're going to find a new partner or start a family or move home or possibly change their career or make a lot of money. But the hopers do have one big difference with the doers, and that is that they'll look back on the last 12 months and wonder what happened to all of their hopes and their dreams and goals from a year ago. They were confident of making a change in their life, but somehow life seemed to get in the way of that change, and it just never happened. And these people, these hopers, aren't in control of their life. They're actually controlled by their life, and that's the difference between hopers and doers. And then the third group, what I've noticed, are what I call the no-hopers, which is probably quite unfair because it's not necessarily that these people have no hope. It's that they just may not have any particular plans or goals. Maybe they don't know what they want from their lives, or more often than not, it's just that they're quite content with their life as it is at the moment, and they don't see any reason to change that, or that perhaps they just don't think that they can change their life. So that's what I call the no-hopers. So the question is, which one are you? Which category do you fall into? You're a doer, or are you perhaps a hoper, or are you a no-hoper? And I suspect that most people watching this will fall into the middle category. They're hopers. They're people that have lots of plans or want to make a change, but for whatever reason don't necessarily make that change. And I know that, speaking personally, I was always a hoper. For a very, very long time I was a hoper. I was in the day job grind. I've spoken about this before, so I won't dwell on the point, but I do understand what it's like being a hoper. And the trouble is, you know, at the start of the year I'd say to myself, this is going to be different this year. This year I'm going to find a way to make some money on my own. This year I'm going to get out of the system. I'm going to change my life and make some money by myself. And the trouble is, by February or March, you know, you're back into the old day-to-day routine, and your plans are either forgotten or maybe just not forgotten but pushed to one side because you're too busy getting on with normal life. And that's what the problem's like. It's like life. You're hurtling along at full speed, and you can see a better life somewhere off in the distance, but you don't think that you can reach it because you're too busy hurtling along with your existing life. But what I never realised at the time, and it took some time for me to discover this, is that actually changing and getting off that track or off that road onto a different path is actually quite easy. It only takes a very, very small nudge, just a very tiny effort, in fact, can set you on a whole new path. And for me, I made that change by setting aside just 1 hour a week to learn about day trading. I made the commitment to myself that whatever else happened, I would take at least an hour a week, and I would read as much as I could, learn as much as I could, and practice and actually get on with it and do it. And that really is what made the change from being a hoper into a doer. It sounds pretty obvious, but doing is what makes the difference. And it's not a big change. Once you actually make that change, you look back and you think, well, why didn't I do this earlier? Something very special happens once you make a commitment to yourself to do something. If you've watched The Secret, or if you believe in the law of attraction or anything like that, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I don't want to get I don't want to get into that too much, because different people have different beliefs on this. But just the fact that you make a commitment to yourself, things start happening. You start meeting the right people. You start falling across the right websites. Just in your own way, you'll discover what you need to do to progress. So, as I say, for me, that change came about by taking 1 hour a week and committing that hour to learning as much as I could about trading. So the question then is, what are you going to do this year? Have you got goals? Have you got plans? And if you have, do you have a set plan on how you're actually going to achieve those goals and plans? Or are you going to get to the 31st of December and look back and wonder what happened? So on that possibly negative note, let's move on and look at some charts, because I do want to get some charts into this video.